Welcome to our program, Coach to Coach. Today's guest is Julie Ward. Julie is a coach and a chartered tax advisor with her own business called the Tax Hut. Julie and I met on Jamie Smart's Clarity Coach training this past year, and I had the pleasure of meeting Julie in person in London this past July. Thanks for joining us today, Julie. It's so nice to see you.
And you agree?
Yeah, great to be here. The way I like to start these is to ask what first sparked your interest in coaching?
You won't be shocked to hear it was an insight. So 2 years ago, I was on holiday in Chedger Gorge, which is a beautiful place in the UK. And I was listening to a talk by Linda Pransky.
Mm,
And just to put a little bit of where I am. So I'm a chartered tax advisor and I've worked in tax for 37 years. Um, and I was listening to this talk and I just had this thought, I could become a coach and I could help fellow tax advisors with the pressures and the stress that come to them.
mm,
So, yeah, that's where it came from.
nice. So I'm curious about your practice and who you're coaching and how you help them. I know you mentioned Linda Pransky, and when we were talking before we started recording, you mentioned being around the principals for quite a number of years. So I'm just curious about how that all informs your coaching. And you mentioned working with tax advisors. Is that your primary audience?
Mm. Yeah, so we finished Jamie's course in July and I'm working on my own coaching skills. Um, and really just trying to practice as much as I can. To that end, hoping to set up an in-person group in London
Mm,
in October, which just going to be a low-cost group, just looking to cover the costs of hiring the room, um, where we explore things like clarity of mind.
mm,
It will be open to anyone. It's not just limited to tax advisors or
right.
that's accountants. It'd just be open to anyone. Really, anyone who's got an interest in how their mind works or has got a problem they want to solve, change they want to make,
Mm,
um, or a goal they want to achieve.
mm,
There was
nice.
something else in your question which I don't think I've answered, but I
About
can't
the
recall what it was.
maybe you could just share with your journey with the principals thus far.
Yes. So yeah, I met the principals back in um, 2012.
Mm,
Date went out of my head. 2012, and I've had quite a slow journey. I was introduced by a client. I had a client who was training with Michael Neal, and he would write a newsletter. And in that newsletter, he would just share books and references and videos to watch. So I think I was quite slow to warm up, but it's really helped me with my life and my work.
yeah,
Hence a desire a couple of years ago to maybe start sharing it.
yeah,
Um, I did Jamie's course, same as you last year, which has just sort of helped me put some more words around it, made it sort of easier to share.
yeah. Can you share some examples of how coaching has either helped you or uh, a client, just to give people kind of a real world example?
Yeah. So a common flavour of thought for me is insecurity.
Mm,
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. So I've had the whole morning and I can futurize. Or I can be working at my desk doing my tax data, and all of a sudden I've gone off into the future, into being here now, and all the things that could possibly go wrong.
mm,
Coaching's helped me notice what I'm doing. When I go futurizing, 90% of the things I futurize are not very nice.
mm,
They cause that tight feeling in my stomach. And what coaching has showed me is that 100% of those scenarios aren't real.
Mm. And what is recognizing that? What does that do for you?
When you can see it's not real, it's not, it just lets go a little bit.
Mm.
So recognizing there's this tight feeling in, like I said, I feel it in my stomach. There's this tight feeling in my stomach.
Mm.
And while I've got that tight feeling, it feels like I want to get away. I, I want to change the future. I want to change the scenario so that it's not going to happen that way.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, you go, ah, oh, I'm not there.
Mm.
It's like imagining a herd of pink elephants running it behind me,
Mm.
and they're having a stampede, and then they're having a party, and then they're drinking champagne.
Yeah.
Well, it's just not real.
Yeah.
And it's just lighter.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, this idea of futurizing, in my experience, is such a universal phenomenon for us humans. I think it's born out of necessity in some way to keep us safe or to help us guide our lives, but we get so caught up in it. I mean, even yesterday for me, my daughter was going for her driver's license. So here in Canada, we have a graduated licensing system. So you get your G1, I think it's called, and then you get your G2, and then that's kind of your full license. So now she won't have to get tested again until she's 80. But she was and my daughter's has a superpower of futurizing herself into a knot. Anyway, I woke up yesterday morning. She lives out at where she goes to university, so she's not here. But I was thinking about, oh yeah, her test is today, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to text her to wish her luck because that'll just annoy her, or it's like one more thing for her to worry
Reminder.
about, kind of thing. And uh, and then she phoned us, I don't know, in the middle of the afternoon yesterday with the good news that she had passed. Um, but I caught myself leading up to the time when I knew her test was imagining all these scenarios of, oh my God, if she fails, then it's going to be this is the fallout, and we're going to have to deal with this. And she's left it so long too that her original license is close to expiring. So if she doesn't pass, she runs the risk of having to start back at zero instead of just this next step. Anyway, um, I don't know if this has been your experience, but when I catch myself getting caught up in those future made up scenarios, I usually just end up laughing, going like, "Oh, there I go again!" Like, wow,
Mm,
so um, incredible that we can do that to ourselves. And
mm,
it's like, yeah, there's those pink elephants again. Jeez.
mm. It is. I really think it's just about recognizing it,
Yeah,
and recognizing it makes it, yeah,
yeah,
so much lighter.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, being for me, the word that's always come up since I started looking in the direction of the principles is freedom, like being free from those made up future events that you know we can imagine an infinite number of futures. The reality is only one of them is going to happen, and when it happens, we can handle it, right?
And you're not enjoying where you currently are you? Because what you're currently doing, like, I was typing away doing my work. You're not there,
Yeah,
so you're missing out on that bit where you can be present to what you're currently doing.
yeah, yeah,
So it's sort
yeah,
of a double whammy, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, you mentioned a little bit. I'm just curious if we explore a little more about how you see, like the benefits you see this having for people in the tax profession. That you mentioned the inherent stress. Like I know for the average person, um, being taxed is stressful and all that kind of stuff. But equally stressful for the accountants and the people that are helping. regular folks through all those processes? Like, what do you see like, what's your vision for the future of the tax profession from a principal's perspective?
Very much where I think it can help is all around them sort of our work is very deadline orientated,
Mm,
and deadlines create a bunching in our work. So we get a lot of bunching. Um, and that bunching just feels very stressful to people. Uh, and yeah, it's just around being able to notice how, because when you get caught up, it feels so real.
mm,
Like I say about the knot in my stomach. Um, there's a bit where it's really easy to walk away from your work because you feel like your work's causing the problem.
mm,
So you've got a deadline, and at the worst time ever, you're walking away from it.
mm,
And so you're sort of, in a way, compounding it, making it worse. And that leads to people having burnout, feeling like they can't do the job, feeling they can't cope with the pressure. And just to know you can actually enjoy it.
mm.
In the month of January, so the 31st of January is our biggest deadline going, and next year, January 27, not January 26, it's going to be even compounded because we're going to a new tax system.
Yeah.
So January 27 is looking to be a very heavy deadline for most accountants who do tax in the UK. And you can. You can put some music on and you can enjoy it. You can work hard, you can work long, but you just flow.
Yeah.
And people don't associate flow with tax work.
Mm,
They associate flow with sports.
yeah.
You know, seeing someone scoring a perfect goal. They
Yeah.
don't associate it with our world, but just like the waves are rolling in behind me,
Mm,
those tax returns can roll in and out,
yeah.
in and out, and you smile while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's all we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have fun
Yeah.
and love what we do.
Absolutely. If there's one thing you'd want people to take away from this conversation, what would that be?
My favourite thing to tell people is it's not real.
Mm,
When you perceive a limitation on what you think you can do, what's holding you back, most of the time that limitation's been made up.
mm,
And don't want people to think it's their fault and they've done it wrong or something like that. But it's that, like, when you're in a low place or stress is getting to you, you can often only see one option. That's my only choice, Judy. Whereas there is no barrier.
mm.
You've always got a choice. It's not just what you can see as the option. That to me is hope.
Yeah. I love when in the missing link, I think it's at the very beginning, Sid Banks says, with hope and faith as beacons, anything is possible. So, yeah, I love that you mentioned hope. If people want to learn more about what you're up to or get in touch with you, how can people find you?
So the best way is by email, info@thetaxhut.co.uk.
Great. Well, this has been a fun conversation. I've just watching those waves rolling in behind you has helped me relax. So thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you again soon.